Was good. Mad Pill live. We're live again. Hit the like buttons. You come in from YouTube, Facebook. We connect with Facebook as well. So as you come in, hit the like button. As you know, subscribe to the channel. Y'all know I gotta say that to promote my channel. You know, we got a pretty good. I got a special one. It's good to talk about this tonight. I can only talk about subjects I can relate to. And these subjects is one of them. I had a black owned business, right? Bad Pill is a black owned business, but this right here tonight, I found very interesting. And y'all know I'm sharing in my Facebook. For everybody who don't know, this is the time to share. And let's see. Gonna open up Facebook. Facebook, where we at? Where we at? All right, I'm looking at Facebook. I'm connected to Facebook. I'm a little earlier tonight than usual. Well, all this week. I'm gonna be a little bit earlier tonight or earlier than usual. Let's see. Kevin, let's see. Pardon me as I share. We're gonna get right into it in 1 second. I like to share during a broadcast. Let me check all my shares and then I will start to share. Let's see. Yep. All right. Now, this interested me right here with his name, Kieth Lee. Now, I haven't heard of Kieth Lee until I heard of this story, right? And then I had to look into it, and uh, I find a lot of this interesting. And normally, topics like this, I have to feel deeply about a topic for me to post it. I don't just post topics just because it's popular or, you know. But hold on. My Wi-Fi been acting up a little bit. Let me see. I don't want no technical difficulties. That's all right. Let me get this right. All right. I've never been to Atlanta exactly. Never. Uh, for the people, for the playback, if you in Atlanta or you've been in any Atlanta uh black owned businesses, please, please share uh the service, food or whatever. I've heard mixed reviews as I try to dig deep and try to get a lot of information on um Atlanta food, Atlanta restaurants, you know. And uh one day I'm gonna visit Atlanta. Only if it's business purpose. Me personally, I wouldn't go to Atlanta just to go to Atlanta, just to visit Atlanta. Like if it's family member, which I don't have in Atlanta, there's no reason for me to be in Atlanta. Uh, there ain't no opportunity so far in Atlanta, which hopefully in the future it will be, and I will be able to visit Atlanta to see their food for myself. Well, and to taste the, culture for and be the judge for myself. But we talking about Kieth Lee now. Kieth Lee is getting a whole bunch of slack. Now I'm gonna let them explain this to you. I'm gonna let. Hold on. I'm gonna play one of Kieth Lee's videos. Well, I'm gonna let DL Hughley explain this better because I'm not really familiar with this story a lot. I look deep in this story, and um, for the little time that I had to look into this story, um, me fully explaining, I'm gonna leave this up to him.
About a people, eat with them. If you want to know what they believe, where they come from, what they've been through, eat with them. If you travel and you want to know all about where you're at, eat the food they eat, because in the food they eat is their story. It is better than history books. It is better than people telling you. Eat what they eat, and you will find out most of what you need to know about people. I remember when I was growing up, I had two aunts, and they're both gone now. One of my aunt would make me this hot spaghetti. Every time I would come over, she would give me the spaghetti. Everybody hated it, but I loved it. My other aunt, every holiday, every birthday, she would make me a lemon cake, and it was all for me. And she knew that I loved it. Now, oftentimes we say they put their foot in it. What they did was put love in it. It was love. When my mother fed us, we could eat on anything. It was jelly jars to drink out of. It was plastic plates sometimes. Nothing matched. But she served us that way. But if she had somebody that was important that was coming over, you had to break out the good china, which wasn't really all that good, but it was better than what we ate because she wanted those people to know how she felt about them. And that is how restaurants are. Restaurants are my favorite restaurants, whether we're talking about Pig and Cow in New York, or we're talking about Marcel's in Atlanta, or Harold and Bale's in Los Angeles. One of my favorite things about those places is when I walk in, I get the sense they welcome me there. They welcome me there. Not only what they serve, but how they serve me. It's an invitation to come back. They know your name. They know what you drank. They know when they saw you last time. It is a warm experience. I think that the dining experience got heightened when we couldn't do it. Remember during the quarantine, how you missed going and having dinner? Because it is a communal thing. If you want to know about a people, eat what they eat. And if you want to know how they feel about you, look how they serve you. Case in point, a young TikTok who is a food critic goes all around the country. And I think it's bright. First off, a 20-something-year-old dude who's so enterprising, he makes a need for something that doesn't even exist. I think it's dope anyway. But he goes to these places, and apparently he went to some restaurants in Atlanta, and the service wasn't up to par to him. And a lot of people got offended. The thing about us, it's a generational thing. We're used to going to soul food places where the screen is half off, the menus are sticky, the service is terrible, but the food was good. This younger generation is different. They will stop working at a job they feel doesn't treat them right. They will take mental health days. They will do what it is. If you don't treat them the way they think they should be treated, they will not patronize you. And that's the way it is. Because the way that you serve people, the way you interact with them, the way you do things, either is an invitation or it's off-putting. So if you open a restaurant, it's not just about serving people food and giving them food when you're ready for them to have it. It is about the totality of that experience. It's about how I feel about the way they're serving me and what they're serving me. And that's just as important as anything else. If you want to know how people feel about you, look at what they serve you and the way they do it. Is it on time? Is it hot? Do they do it with a smile? Do they welcome me back? If they don't do that, then that is something that our generation is used to for some kind of restaurant. We're used to it. They are not. And if you're opening a restaurant right now, which is the kind of linchpin of the service industry, you got to understand. People have all kinds of choices right now. They eat all kinds of things. These younger people are doing things we never did before. They can go get sushi out of a grocery store. They don't have to go anywhere. And wherever they go, they want to be treated a certain way. There's an old movie. It was called Field of Dreams. And in the movie, it said, if you build it, they will come. Just like service, just like food, just like restaurants. That's a little note from the GED section. Got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It is.
So, all right. So he goes around the so all right. So he goes around the country or whatever, and different food. So I'm thinking this dude is like just in Atlanta, but all right. So he do go around the country, okay, and let me see one of his. They say he's critical. Let me look at one of his videos to see how critical he is. And this is one of Atlanta's. This is one of his videos in Atlanta. Hold on.
Everything that's happened this week, the good and the not so good. Let's talk about it. Let's just address the elephant in the room. These two videos were posted yesterday. Long story short, me and my family tried to go to Old Lady Gang, and that situation just wasn't for me. And I want to be very clear. Usually when celebrities come in, they want to be treated like that. I'm not a celebrity. I'm a normal person. So I get the employee was just trying to do her job. I'm just not the target audience for that kind of treatment. So we went to another place. We went to the Toast on Linux timeline. We went to Old Lady Gang. I shot the video. We left and went to Toast on Linux. Toast on Linux is where those two videos were taken. I had no intention of shooting the video. We just went to eat food. We walked up. It was a 2.5-hour wait time. But the people that were waiting were dressed to the nines, head to toe. On Sunday in Atlanta, people go to brunch, so they expect to wait. We didn't know that. While I was there, me and my wife took a picture with a lady who does food reviews. She has nothing to do with the situation other than the fact that we took a picture together while she was eating. They said it was a 2.5-hour wait time. We said, okay, we're going to go somewhere else. While we walked out, the entire staff walked out behind us. They attempted to implore us to stay and said that we could sit down immediately. Again, I'm not the target audience for that. Usually I would just leave. But before we left, we saw 2 cars with 2 people in each car. So they were separate. It was 2 girls in one car over here. It was 2 girls in one car over here. One car had been waiting for an hour and a half. The other car had been waiting for an hour. One car was trying to do takeout. One car was trying to sit down. So again, the people that were waiting inside that were dressed to the nines, they didn't mind waiting. But the people that were sitting in these cars, I didn't like that. So the owner and the manager walked out and they offered us a table for us to be able to sit down. We told them as a family that we would do takeout, but we wouldn't eat in the restaurant. And the only way we would do takeout is if they gave the table that they was gonna get us to the 2 girls that was sitting in this car, which they did. And on top of that, they had to make sure the girls that was sitting in this car got takeout before we did, which again, they did. The staff and the owner were extremely accommodating. They were nice, they were accommodating, they were professional. And again, that's just my experience.
He's saying some okay. He's being while he's being sarcastic, he giving like mixed reviews. This is what I'm getting.
When we got the food, we all enjoyed it. Personally, the food was good to me. But again, I wasn't recording anything. I was just eating. We paid for our food and I tipped the waitress $500. I wasn't gonna say nothing about it because again, I was just eating food. But these videos came out and I just wanted to make sure we clear it up. The lady we met inside the restaurant had nothing to do with anything. She was just eating food. And I wasn't arguing with nobody. I don't argue. I even said in the video that they recorded. I'm just Keith. Social media aside, I'm a normal person. Cardi B went live last night and she said this about our situation.
Talking about this guy called Keith. He does restaurant review, and I'm like, who is that? Who is that? I know that being a restaurant owner is a lot of hard work, and so many people have invested money in their restaurants. People, like this, there is their everything. But I always find this. Eating in Atlanta, it is such an event. You could barely order in Atlanta restaurants. Like you go like, hey, I would like to make order. Oh yeah, we don't take orders. They don't do no pickup orders. They don't do deliveries.
God is amazing. Shout out to Cardi B. The Real Milk and Honey is one of the restaurants that me and my family went to. The Real Milk and Honey and Milk and Honey are 2 different restaurants. The Real Milk and Honey is a restaurant we went to. Milk and Honey is a restaurant we did not attend. Already.
Okay, so they got a restaurant called the Real Milk and Honey and the Milk and Honey. Is that like a right? Wow. Okay.
It was very clear and transparent, asking y'all not to leave hate anywhere. But specifically, don't leave hate to the Milk and Honey. They didn't do anything. Update. I just received a notice from the owner of the Milk and Honey. The place that we did not go to, them and their employees been receiving death threats. I'm absolutely 100% not with that. That's so corny and so lame, regardless of my opinion on any restaurant, even if it's the Real Milk and Honey. We don't do that over here at all. If you do that, you are not somebody that watch me and not somebody that support what me and my family are on. God bless you. And I mean, under any circumstances, that's not okay in my eyes. But again, if y'all would listen to me, don't leave hate nowhere. If you would like to have your own personal experience on any of these restaurants, I encourage you to go. But now to the most important thing. These are all the amazing things we're able to do while we're in Atlanta.
I've been through so much to open this restaurant. Didn't even know I was going to be able to open it. And tonight, who walked through my door? Kieth Lee.
It is 8:40 at night, and this is the line.
Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything I've been wanting, manifesting.
Who would have thought Kieth Lee would bring ATL out, bro? Like,
I mean, he's bringing business to these black people. I mean, what the fuck is going on? Like,
God did this, Bird did this, Kieth Lee did this, nigga, we did this.
Popular TikToker Kieth Lee is sparking a lot of conversation about Atlanta's food scene.
Packed of Kieth Lee. Look at these cars lined up, y'all. This area.
Kieth Lee brings business to black people. Like, what do they do? What? See, I think some black folks always find a way to complain.
It's always in, but this is just one side. It is never packed, but this is the dining experience.
Oh, you got these people attention now. Talk that talk, George. You got these people attention now. Now they know it's not a game no more.
Shout out to every single person that we met while we were there. The hospitality from the locals in Atlanta, crazy. Something I'll never forget. This has been another stop on a Kieth Lee.
I mean, this is Kieth Lee's side of the story. Hold on, let me see. I want to see his actual review. before I get into the other part. Y'all know what the other part is. I'm gonna see his actual review of this Atlanta.
Went to is Atlanta Breakfast Club. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 to 10. We spent $144.60. But granted, we got food for 5 adults and 2 kids. The customer service was interesting. While the people were nice, the rules they had set were very unique to me. We initially tried to do takeout, but when we came in, they said we couldn't sit down and there was no space at the bar for us to stand. So we had to sit outside and order our food. And then we decided we just gonna dine in. But 2 people in our party stepped out for a second because again, we fresh off the plane, so everybody's trying to get situated. The waitress, again, she was nice, but she told us she couldn't take any orders or she couldn't do anything until everybody sat down. No water, no coffee, no drink orders, no nothing. She also said they can only do one.
He talking shit now. See, he talked shit at first. Okay. But let me see.
Order and there's no add-ons. Like if you want to add on afterwards, it's a wrap. One order for the whole table. She wouldn't even explain the menu to us. But again, she was very nice. I just understand that those are their rules. Unique to me, but it is what it is. I'm gonna show you everything.
Again, she was very nice. Okay. All right. He sweep it up. You know, I see why, you know, the owners is a little bit upset about this.
And we're gonna try it and rate it 1 to 10. Peach cobbler French toast, a breakfast bowl, which is eggs, bacon, cheese, and a biscuit. Last but not least, salmon croquettes. Peach cobbler French toast is separated, which I appreciate. Pour it right on top. Said it came with a shortcake topping. I think this is it. It's just one block. Am I supposed to break it up myself? No, they don't break up. Oh, there you go. This is like wheat bread or whole grain toast. It's not my favorite thing. It's also not my least favorite thing. It's all right. You can see where the French toast dipping absorbed into the bread. I would say, like,
I mean, what you do if you got he got over 14 million followers on TikTok. What you say, the littlest thing you say about that right there will decrease sales in that. No, ain't nobody gonna want to come in and get the bread. Nah. I mean, because this is his opinion. Like, it's probably a regular who comes get that bread all the time and absolutely love the way it is. Like, you can kind of see how the owners is mad because yeah, I would say I would be pretty upset if my sales decrease because of this bread right here. He don't like. Okay.
like 10% of the bread is coated in that French toast. The rest of it is just bread. And the peaches are the only thing that's hot in this. 6 out of 10. This is the breakfast bowl. It's just eggs, bacon, and potatoes. Everything is seasoned well. I'm not mad at that at all. Especially with some hot sauce. This would be real good. It's a very basic breakfast, but with basic, it's kind of easy to mess up. And I don't think that messes up. 7.5 out of 10. Let's see what this biscuit talking about.
So a 7.5 out of 10. I mean,
You mean no jelly? No jelly? Some syrup on a biscuit? Yeah. That's crazy work.
The butter is $1.
The butter $1?
Yeah, that's right. Swear to God.
The butter $1? At a breakfast place?
Swear to God, that was like.
And that's a little cup.
That little cup. He said.
ain't paying away to complain about. Give him the goddamn dollar. Shit. For real. Don't be good. That little shit. Get the goddamn dollar and that's it. I mean, damn. See, that's the problem with us black people. We complain when our condiments, we got to pay for condiments. We complain about that shit. We want an extra ranch. Oh, that'd be $1. Oh, no, extra $1. What the fuck? Like, come on now.
It needs jelly for sure. It's buttery. It's salty. It's a good biscuit. I just can't swallow it. It's dry. That's like any biscuit. So I'm not faulting this biscuit specifically, but I am faulting. See, you hear how my words coming out, but I am faulting the fact that it don't come with jelly. And butter is $1. That's crazy. Last but not least, the salmon croquette.
It's good.
Is it? It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I need some sauce. It comes with the little remoulade sauce. I just didn't put it on at first. That's much better. Let me see these grits. Them some seasoned grits. The salmon croquette itself isn't that seasoned, but with the remoulade sauce, these grits is buttery and salty and thick. 7.8 out of 10. This is my favorite thing.
That motherfucker gonna be fat. I bet he didn't gain some weight. But why about he did all these videos? He probably was 100 pounds before he did this shit. That's how they get fat. We about a few years. This motherfucker gonna be a couple 100 pounds. And we gonna be worried about his health then.
The first stop in Atlanta.
I mean, and look, this made sense with the Atlanta. It's an uproar, right? And the Atlanta owners have appeared to have gotten together. Hold on. And let me let this man explain this. I gotta mix. I did this at the last minute. Hold up, let me get the sound.
Owners and workers came together about a chat of the state of the restaurant and hospitality industry after Kieth Lee left Atlanta.
Yeah.
I think I should weigh in as a former restaurant owner, and let me tell you why I don't think it's possible. A half a dozen restaurant owners and operators came to the Thompson Hotel to talk about what was going on.
Oh, wow.
In Atlanta after Kieth Lee left. Kieth Lee was the food critic that came in here and gave some bad reviews on Black-owned restaurants. Shout out to my man Mike Jackson, who also is a food critic, who was also there last night.
Okay.
I don't think, and I understand what Kieth Lee said about his issues that he had at certain restaurants, and even like Candy came on after he went to Old Lady Gang,
Right.
and she was like, "This is why we don't do takeout. This is why we don't do this. This is why we don't do this." And everybody had the same issue because it affects their service. You get what I'm saying? But that should not be the fault of the customer. The customer doesn't understand that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I wrote a quick list as a former restaurant owner when I had Frank Skis. We made a lot of mistakes, and I learned a lot after the fact. And people always ask me, would you do it again? Because everybody, oh, Frank Skis was great. You should do it again. Hell no. No. No.
Dang, Frank.
I'm not going to do it again.
Tell us how
Let
you
me stand
really
up.
feel.
Right. Okay.
Say it with your chest.
Let me say it with my chest. No.
Wow.
Because this is the problem. I'm going to give it to you, okay? I'm going to write these points down for everybody to understand. Frank Ski does not think a Black-owned restaurant can be highly successful with great service in Atlanta.
Why?
Several reasons. Reason number one, you cannot open a restaurant without you being the owner and your people that are on your high level without having the education of what to do.
Yeah.
So many restaurants are open up because people have a dream.
I 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. People own a restaurant based on a dream, and you don't have the skill level. I've been in the business for over 25 years. I know the ups and downs. I have the education. Most people don't have the education that it takes. It's a business.
Oh, I can cook, so I'm going to open a restaurant.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That doesn't make you a great restaurant operator. You don't have the education. Did you go to culinary school? Did you go to business school?
No.
Because a restaurant is a business.
Right.
It ain't a fun place. It's a business. And
Right. And you can also get your education by working at a restaurant. Before you go and own a business, go and be a manager at a restaurant. Go and manage a restaurant. Go be the general manager from a restaurant first. Then make it up to a regional manager. Right? Then you go get you a restaurant. Get the education. If you don't want to go through school, work for one company and move up. Then you got the education on numbers, how a restaurant runs. In that case, you know how to be a manager. You know how to run a business. You know how to be a manager because you can't be nobody's friends. This is right. And this is what most Black-owned businesses do. They hire all their friends and everybody just play around.
And certain business laws apply. Number two, Atlanta has a very low quality talent pool when it comes to people working in restaurants.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And good Black restaurant workers, good Black folk that are like A-level, ain't gonna work for a Black restaurant.
Oh.
So it leaves Black restaurants with a talent pool that is mediocre. And you
And that's true. In the hood, ain't nobody working for ain't nobody. They going to the Applebee's, the better workers. They going to the Applebee's. They getting benefits from that. They ain't getting benefits from the same benefits from a franchise who's been there for 50 plus or 100 plus years. They know they getting a guaranteed paycheck. So the best workers are in the franchise and in corporate restaurants that's been there for years.
You wonder why the service is bad because these Black restaurants can't get good people.
Right.
Okay?
Wow.
That's a whole nother thing. Black restaurants are underfunded. We don't have the money to be successful. First of all, a restaurant takes years to become profitable. And they will tell you a restaurant will lose money for the first 3 years. We can't afford to lose money the first 3 years.
Hell no.
And immediately, once we start losing money, we revert to getting a promoter, coming in there and throwing parties because we got to pay the real estate. Number 4.
Right. For real. Oh, man, this is 100% spot on.
You can't be a restaurant and a party spot.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot be a restaurant and a club.
Please don't.
It don't work here. It can work in Vegas. It works.
Y'all know the restaurant be in the club. So sometimes, I know a few in my neighborhood that's clubs. And actually, one is actually doing well, but they owned by a franchise. So, but they in the hood, but they throw sometimes they used to be a club, but at the same time, they're a franchise.
Sometime in Miami, they got a different culture. Atlanta can't do it.
I don't like
Number 5,
spaghetti.
You cannot host birthday parties in your restaurant.
Wow. Why?
Spot on. Spot on. This is right. Being in that industry for over 25 years, having an education, yes, I know this.
Servers make no money because y'all stay too damn long and don't order enough food.
After the kids
Number
party, it's the
6,
adult party.
the owner cannot work in a Black restaurant.
Why?
Because the workers become too damn familiar and act like they're your family and think they can get away with ish.
Familiar.
Let me just leave that one right there. And number 7, when a Black restaurant opens in Atlanta, it becomes too successful too fast. It doesn't give them the opportunity to grow in increments and learn and become better. As soon as they open the door, it's crowded. Then the service is bad because they haven't gone through their staff and turned people over and gotten to where the sweet spot is. And then people complain about it. And they're like, I went there, word of mouth gets out that it was horrible. It was this and that. And every restaurant is horrible when they first open. But we don't give our restaurants a chance to improve. And people go somewhere else. Then the owner does what? Let me call this promoter and have a Thursday night R&B party here. And
exactly. I mean, that's right on. I mean, the black business, even not just in Atlanta, right, could be affected by Kieth Lee, you know, even saying, because the whole, the whole gets affected, the whole get questioned about black businesses, period. This is about black businesses, period, getting questioned. Like, it ain't just Atlanta. Like, and you know what? He is kind of creating a narrative. Be careful in your words and what you say. Because not all black businesses is like that. Maybe a lot of them, but he's right, but at the same time, he's only right about a certain percentage. And I'm not gonna be influenced by this guy. What his name? Frank Ski. It failed for him. He had a bad experience. So I want to get testimony from the good experience, but I'm gonna get off of that. But at the end of the day, is black businesses black restaurants gonna suffer behind Kieth Lee's criticism? And the black owners is getting together, like what he say? The black owners is getting together in Atlanta, coming together, some solution or something like that. It's just all type of. What I'm most concerned about is the black businesses, suffering because of this. And if you let me tell you something, if you say anything about Burger King and you work there, right, they can fire you and sue you for defamation of character, right? Can they be getting together and trying to sue Kieth Lee for defamation of character? Is that possible? It might be. But do I think we're gonna suffer? I mean, yeah, I think the black community, the restaurant, I mean, it's gonna take a little hit, a little bit. The perception of our food and our service, not our food. Our food is good. We already know that, but the service, you're always talking about how rude black people is and all that shit. Y'all already know. It makes nobody wants to go to these restaurants. So that's a big deal. We're gonna get into this next. Look, Tyrese. I mean, I'm gonna just play this video. This Tyrese and his ex, right? I'm gonna just play this shit.
About the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision.
Look, man, I was not going to respond to this video of my ex that's now gone viral. She is loving it. Congratulations, you went viral again over something else that you said because you're trying to build up your YouTube page and get your followers up. Listen, man, listen. If you had people in your ear that influenced you into leaving your husband and your 1-year-old child, your innocent 1-year-old child, we both were divorcee kids, grew up in toxic environments, torn in between our old family, new family, stepfather, stepmother. That's a life that we both lived. And you packed up a 1-year-old, put a COVID mask on top of the Ring cameras, and I was literally in an airplane on my way home to fight for my marriage and my family. You're heartless. None of your friends recognize you. This is all about money. If you had friends in your ear, you're lying, you're gaslighting, you're playing. The only person that was in your ear was your mama. Her name.
Man, let me interrupt this shit, man. You know what? I'm gonna let him finish. I'm gonna let him finish.
Miss Patricia Randolph. You didn't have people in your ear. The amount of people that was supposedly in your ear, you also had a whole lot of people like Aventer Gray, Taffy Dollar, Creflo Dollar's wife, who married us. People in your ear telling you that you're about to do something stupid, impulsive, and y'all are actually not going through anything that would make you want to leave your husband. Let's go even further. When Aventer Gray and Pastor John Gray were having their own marital issues at the time, you arranged a therapy session with Aventer Gray at our house. And when she walked out of her therapy session, she walked into the foyer where the Bumblebee is, and there was 50 boxes with like 7 or 8 people there packing up all the shit to leave the house. And I was in an airplane on my way home to try and fight and save our marriage. So if you had people in your ear at the time, they must be still in your ear because you're still trying to get $20,000 a month for a 5-year-old. You make $160,000 a year on your own. This is all a game. You're clout chasing. You're something that I don't even know. A simple woman, not into materialistic things, don't care about fame and mansions and popularity. You're everything that you told me and all of your friends and loved ones that you wasn't. If you wanted to be famous, boo-boo, that's all you had to say. You didn't have to play this game that you wasn't. Now you out here playing on single mothers and their emotions, playing on women that are actually in abusive relationships and fucked up marriages that are toxic and dark and dysfunctional. That's not what that was. You think I would have a song entitled I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me if I didn't really feel that way? You think I would have a song out called Love Transaction if I didn't realize that it was never love, it was just a transaction? This shit is about money. You've hired 3 law firms trying to fucking suck me dry. I'm approaching $1 million in legal fees, and we had a prenup. You already tried to ask me to come back. You already tried to reconcile. I told you I was in a relationship with Zelly, and I was not willing to go and break this off or cut this woman off because you decided to wake up on a Wednesday and come back and play in the sandbox. Everything about the way you left me was heartless. It was evil. You never considered me, your marriage, and let alone your innocent 1-year-old child. She had to celebrate her 2nd birthday apart. And if you really are really suddenly caring about the effects that you've had on me and your family, why don't you sit these fucking lawyers off of me? Call your lawyers right now and tell them that everything that you're still trying to get right now, you don't want it no more. $20,000 a month for a child? Our prenup says no alimony. Our prenup said everything that the prenup said. You're trying to crack the prenup. And it's been 3 years of it. I should have never hired a fucking attorney. I had a prenup. Everything that I was supposed to give you in the prenup, I gave it to you. You want more. And it's been 3 years. I've moved on. I'm with Zelly. You moved on. I don't even want to tell niggas the first nigga you started dating when we broke up. Because you're going to go viral from that. If I were to tell niggas who you started dating as soon as we broke up, you would go viral from that. All you want is attention. You want Facebook followers. You want Instagram followers. You're trying to be a...
I mean, why would you post this video? You know? You know, it's kind of hard to believe these celebrities. You know? And let me let him finish.
Life coach, and you trying to get niggas to drink the Kool-Aid. You fucking with a real one right here.
oh, oh, that, oh, well. Somebody sent me that video. Oh shit. Oh, I mean, you know what? Oh, I mean, lesson learned. You know, if you get you some money, stop fucking with these females. You know, who just looks. You know, oh yeah, she was fine. She was a fine little dime piece. And he just went off of looks. It's your fault, my boy. You gotta take responsibilities, Tyrese. I had to blame it on you. And you gotta stop crying. Every time you come out, you gotta you begin with no, man, you crying again. Like you've been doing. Like this is another crying Tyrese video. Like you gotta take responsibility. You met a thought. You knew she was in the beginning. She was just pretty. And that, you know, she was pretty as fuck. You knew what you was getting yourself into. Y'all dudes don't be taking responsibility and calling these females gold diggers. Y'all offering money in the beginning. Y'all stupid as fuck. Soon you meet a chick, ooh, I offer you the world. Ooh, and taking them on extravagant dates. Going around your dumb ass getting they taking your dumb ass for everything you got. I blame Tyrese. You a stupid motherfucker. A dummy. And you did this shit in the beginning. That was the first thing that came out of his mouth. Oh, what was his first date? I want to look that shit up. What was Tyrese and his ex-wife's first date? I bet you it was extravagant. I bet you that shit was extravagant. No, bro, it's your fault. Y'all be meeting these pretty ass little girls with no brains. The only thing they is opportunity. They are opportunity. And that's it. They look at you as opportunity, and your dumb ass can fail for it. Your mind, and look, this is the thing about it. When you see them with the prettiest girls, they got to be with the prettiest girls. They got to go get the prettiest girls. Let me see what she look like. Hold on, let's rewind this back. Just come on, follow me right on back. Let's go back. I don't even feel like looking her up. Look at her, she gorgeous. You can that she's gorgeous. Imagine her 20 years ago. For real. Gorgeous. You go get one of them fine little things and wonder why you in debt. You stupid. You bought her. How stupid, man. Some of y'all dummies gotta meet y'all women when y'all in y'all 40s. When you meet a woman a man has to meet a woman when he in his 40s. He makes stupid decisions when he in his 20s, even early 30s. Men mature longer. Motherfuckers be tricky. Like give them the world before they even earn it. They don't even earn shit. Now you gotta pay her $20,000 a month. Now and you crying again. I don't feel sorry for Tyrese. Not at all. Just like this dude right here. Yeah. Hey, hit the like button. I know. Hit the like button. Hit the like. So if you support Mad Pill, hit the like button. If you support Mad Pill, hit that like button. We need likes, y'all. So like. We need likes, y'all. Mad Pill is starving for likes. Come on, get up in here, y'all. Get up in here. Wake up. Let's go. Hey, we got me and my brother Friday. Me and Dave. Be here Friday. So, my birthday Friday. So, we got a special show Friday, me and Dave. And it's another sucker new, right? And this is gonna be some educational shit right here. This motherfucker new. This big dummy right here. Now I blame the whole relationship on him. Everything on him. See, he knew what she was before he got with her, right? This is the thing about it. You may be fascinated with somebody, right? But you got to get out quick. She was for the streets. She was for the streets before he met her. And he tried to change her. He tried to change her with his money. That's when you go wrong, young fellas. This is why you shouldn't make decisions early. When you in your 20s, you make dumb decisions. This is how they get you. You're a young millionaire. You make dumb when you go get the baddest chick and try to change her. And look, you married to her, and 20 plus years later, look at it. She reverting back with what she did. Right? Your money can't do anything. Because these type of broads leave when times get tough. They can revert back to who they is. They opportunists, right? These type of chicks. And this brother, Kevin Wesley, he's trying to put them back together. This is the interview today. This was just today. He's trying to bring them back together. I mean, I don't see this happening, but I'm gonna let this dude, I'm gonna let this rock. He's trying to bring them back together, and you can't bring them back together. And look, she's gonna look for every excuse in the book.
The next move, next situation, borrowing stuff from people, kind of embarrassed about the situation. So I'm trying to figure out what can I do to make things better. It's not that I don't want to talk to her. It's just the fact that I'm trying to figure it out my damn self.
Man, you can't tell me you don't understand where this brother coming from.
He didn't meet me at the top of his craft.
Okay, excuse me.
There was somebody else that was with him at the top of his craft while he was balling that created the situation initially.
Okay. It's up to you, first and foremost, to not post those things. And once you put them up there, now you have to deal with it.
Well, then someone needs to help him then. Shaq, can you get a Papa John's?
Kiss, that was wrong. Joe?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Hold on, let me get into this.
Okay? We're not poking fingers. We're not poking fun. This is simply to talk about conflict resolution inside of this family household. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Joe, pleasure meeting you.
All right, pleasure.
Yes, sir. Pleasure meeting you,
Hey,
Kiss.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. Guys, welcome in. Sorry that we're meeting on such unfortunate circumstances, obviously. I just want to talk with you guys, okay? Obviously, this started over a video that went very viral. I shared it. I reacted to it, of course. Everybody's doing the same, but they're seeing the video from just you guys arguing, and they're just talking about it from that point. I want to know what led up to that point. Like, what happened moments before this argument, and then we'll go back and find out what's been going on that made this whole thing manifest anyway. So, if you don't mind, Kiss, take me right before that argument. What happened? What causes you guys this big uproar?
We were just arguing about just situations at home where how he found out. He says that, he went on my phone or something, but I know that a friend of his told him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Joe, you mind telling me? You go to her, you tell her, you know about her OnlyFans now, and obviously you've heard about it through someone else, and they showed it to you. They've already shown you the proof, I guess, and then you go to her knowing everything full well, or what?
Yeah, they told me about it, and when I asked her about it, it just the conversation just went left.
Absolutely.
Like it was just went from actually above the OnlyFans and just start pointing at everything that I wasn't doing or I wasn't able to do around the house. So that's why she did it. But the fact that she had one wasn't the issue.
Right. Okay. So I want to point something out. A lot of times when we go to our wives and we try to have what we think should be a simple conversation, and we get a whole bunch of things that's been going on in the past. It seems like they're saving up stuff. It's kind of how their mind works. Okay. So we feel like they're being unfair, right? They're talking about subjects that we didn't bring up, right? They're switching the narrative. It's somehow coming out to be your fault. It's a lot of times because women are not as confrontational as men, right? Now, a masculine trait is to fix problems within your family, fix problems, period. Well, women necessarily don't really have that. So,
man, this nigga just putting his own philosophy on shit. Nigga, women gonna got to come on, man. We talking about both of them. They problems. Shit, shut up.
So she holds it in. Where if you have a problem, you're gonna say it. For her, a lot of times she's gonna harbor it, and then it just comes out whenever you confront her about it. It's kind of like if you squeeze a lemon, what's gonna come out? Lemon juice, right? So it's like that time you're applying pressure to her about anything you're upset about. What's gonna come out of her of what she's been thinking, how she sees it. probably what she blames you for, and all these types of things, right? And it's going to be difficult to work with that conversation. That's why I say conflict resolution is a skill that both.
Damn, this nigga. God damn.
Both people must really work to have, because you got to deal with each other and work through your problems, right? One of the first thing I noticed about the video was it wasn't the issue that everybody seems to be making it about, being on OnlyFans. I promised to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems your issue was that she didn't talk to you about it.
And that's the biggest issue.
Right.
That's the biggest issue. And that's probably one of the first things I even mentioned on the video.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why couldn't you discuss it with me prior or right after you did it, or when you was thinking about it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, at some moment, you know, I'm your partner in this relationship.
Man, yes, it did. Because if OnlyFans wasn't the issue, he's twitching his story. He's a fucking liar. I can't believe this dude. See, if it wasn't OnlyFans wasn't the issue, you wouldn't even have a problem with it. Why didn't you converse with me first? I mean, if it wasn't, that's taking initiative. She took initiative, right, to make something happen. In that case, if you don't care about it, like, hey, baby, I created OnlyFans and I'm making good money from it. It's going to put some money in our pocket. And, if he was cool, really cool with it, he'd be like, oh, yeah, baby, damn, cool. Baby, this can pay this bill, and we can create this, we can create that. No, he had a problem with it. You don't get up here and lie. See, I be holding these dudes. I don't be feeling sorry for these dudes, man. He the victim in this case. Get this poor woman putting all the burden on her. Yeah, you knew I was a hoe before I met you. You know what I'm saying? You knew it. I mean, exactly. But he's switching the damn story up. Like, oh, I don't care about her. Nigga, you do care. You wouldn't even be out the house right now. For real, it's
absolutely.
You know, so at some point, you know, you would think that out of respect that you would come and discuss it with me.
Absolutely. Now, before I hit the video, while it would seem simple that she should just have this conversation with you, here's what I mean by there are a lot of other things that goes on in her mind and why that may not be as simple as you think it is. Now, it may be something that you don't want to hear, but I want you to just try and hear her, right? Kiss. You guys, you said already in the video that you guys were going through some financial things, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now you find yourself on OnlyFans. You're already doing what you believe is going to fix this financial problem. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you tell him? Just what was going through your mind? Was it fear? Was it you believing he might say no, and you know that you feel like this will really work, and if you don't, the financial problem would continue? Just tell us what you were thinking.
I'm thinking like, yeah, it's his secret, so this is mine.
Okay.
And at least my secret is just me doing my thing to make money.
Okay. So, but you didn't just do it because he had a secret and you wanted to have yours, right?
No,
the
I
financial
doing
situation.
This to make money, but I don't feel like I have to discuss things with someone that keeps things from me.
Okay. So now imagine you guys are having a conversation and he says to you, hey, you didn't talk to me about it, right? Mm-hmm.
So he a relationship counselor, okay? So he trying to figure this marriage out and how to work on things. And let me tell y'all something, this is gonna blow up in his face. Oh God. This is gonna blow up in his face. Like she gonna tell him how it is. Like, nigga, you need to, you know what? Dude, watch this.
What you said was, I tried to present other options to you.
I have.
And so that sounds like you only did it because you tried to present other options and he wasn't hearing it. Not that you guys both have a secret or he has a secret.
No, I didn't. I mean, I'm doing the OnlyFans thing because I need money, period. Okay. Right. That's what it is.
And you didn't talk to him because...
I didn't talk to him because I feel like I don't have to.
Right. So, okay, so...
You ain't got to do the OnlyFans thing. Bitch, you can go work at Walmart or something. but your pride is in the way. So it's the thing about it. You can go, you don't want to do the regular things what regular people do to get money. So you're gonna go, you don't go back and revert to the OnlyFans thing. Right.
Why don't you feel like you have to talk to him?
I just told you why.
Because he has secrets?
Because he don't talk to me about shit. So
Okay.
I'm not talking to you.
Okay. So you hear that, right? Now, what do you feel that he didn't talk to you about?
When I first asked about how we can get a solution, I don't get solutions. I mean, this is not just yesterday or the day before or a week ago.
Mhm.
This is ongoing. I ask for solutions and I don't get solutions. So why should I keep talking? And then what? You know what I mean? You
Right.
don't have any, so I'll figure out my own, do my thing, you know. You don't help me with the other jobs that I've started either, except for the moving company, you know what I mean? I asked you about how can I do puppy friends? You have no input, no nothing, you know. The moving company, he just worked with me because he had to. So it's not like he wanted to. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
I mean, what? What am I supposed to do?
Right. And
So that's
the
why I
statement.
stopped
What am I
talking.
supposed to do? Right. Now, guys, you'll have these type of problems in your relationships where you feel like your partner is doing something, not giving you what you need. And oftentimes you'll think, well,
this look, come on. This he making this interview about him. Nah. This is a bad interview. Like, for real. How could you bring somebody together? This dude is a fucking a fraud, man. What is he trying to do? He's trying to capitalize on their marriage and put his own philosophy in it. You know, y'all know how Kevin Wesley do this, if y'all follow him. I mean, come on now. How you gonna in the middle of they talking about some real shit, and then you gonna say your shit, so your intermission shit. Like she's seeing right through him. She gonna treat his ass too. Watch this, y'all.
why don't I just behave that way? You've heard it being said, right? Two wrongs don't make a right, right? Both people have to be working together to resolve the conflict, or it's going to be a broken thing. Now, I say a divorce or a separation is made up of many failures, many failed arguments. So when you guys say, hey, let's just not even continue the argument, I think you should look.
She's like, nigga, come on, man. What is you talking about? I want to talk about the real shit. And look at it. Watch this. She's gonna get restless and tired. Like, you know what? And she real too. She real.
Look at that as both of you guys failed, because those problems don't just go away because you stop talking about them. Now, you heard Kieth say in her most honest voice that she looked at him and she said, okay, I presented him with some options. And when he didn't respond back on me with anything adequate, any information, I felt like he's keeping secrets. So if he's doing that, then why do I have to talk to him? Now, you can understand what she's thinking, but you can also see how that would be counterproductive, because what happens is when Joe finds out, he's absolutely upset because she didn't talk to him. Now, when this happens, he's not.
He's saying that like he know it all. Like he's trying to explain the situation. Let them explain the situation, motherfucker. I mean, goddamn, you interviewing them, and you telling us it looks like you interviewing yourself. What's good, Chi-Town Fighters? Oh shit! What's good, Chi-Town Fighters? It's like this dude, he interviewing himself. This is goddamn. Oh man, and we about to have some fun. They're looking at this dude like, nigga, can we just talk?
Realizing that he somehow manifested this by not talking to her, because when he didn't talk to her, I'm sure it wasn't for malicious reasons. Let's just say this. She asked you about finances, right? What can I do to help? Joe, finances are at a problem right now. If we don't correct this problem, it's going to get worse, right? You're not talking to her about it. Why? What's going through your mind as a man?
As a man, I'm trying to figure it out.
Right.
Trying to figure out the next move, next situation. making calls, borrowing stuff from people, and and
You said borrowing stuff from people. I mean, you broke, man. You gotta be really like she probably paying most of the bills. I believe so. She been paying most of the bills for years. And they blew that money having extravagant dates, and he buying her all those cars and all that shit. Let me tell y'all something. Them the same car that he bought her, in the same house that he bought her, and all that jewelry that he bought her, they had to pawn and they had to sell it. They had to sell all that shit. And that's what she's bitter about, because she had to pawn all her jewelry. She had to sell all the luxury cars that he bought her. They had to sell the house, the dream house, the doll house that he bought her. She's bitter. Hell yeah. And they had to sell all that shit when he went broke. They couldn't keep up with it. You ain't got a plan. Oh yeah. Look, man, these hoes can bring you down because you stupid. Ain't no hoe gonna bring no real nigga down. I'm gonna tell y'all like that. Ain't no hoe gonna bring no real nigga down. You a dumbass motherfucker, and you deserve it. And you better own up to being stupid. The stupid dumbass nigga as you is. Like, niggas gotta always blame the other person and saying, you know what, I was a stupid ass dummy. Not because I met her, no, because I'm just a stupid ass dummy who fall for anything, who just, looks. Get $61 million, $60 million, $60+ million this motherfucker blew. Dumb as fuck. Take responsibility. No wonder your girl is a goddamn OnlyFans model. Because you picked her, stupid. It's the same dumbass nigga that picked it. And look, this dude, Kev Wesley, he be defending guys like this. Stupid ass dudes like this. He defend dummies that don't never hold themselves accountable when they was young and dumb, and saying, you know what? I picked based on I bought a Lamborghini. I spent $500,000 on the Lamborghini, right? That I have to sell now for $125,000. I got a result to that because I can't pay my bills anymore. I can't this big ass house that he bought her. Now they got to pawn. She got to pawn all her jewelry. She got to pawn she got to sell all those cars that he bought her. And you already know she got to look a certain way. You a dummy. I blame him for it. You want to be the leader in a relationship? No, you a dummy. I blame this motherfucker.
kind of embarrassed about the situation.
Embarrassed.
So I'm trying to figure out what can I do to make things better, make it a little bit easier.
Right.
So around the household. So I mean, it's not that I want to talk to her. It's just the fact that I'm trying to figure it out my damn self.
Man, you can't tell me you don't understand where this brother coming from. You've got life figured out, seemingly, right? When you met your wife, you had it all together. You was balling, right? At the top of your craft, getting money.
See, this nigga talking too much. This is when he about to get checked. Now, y'all bear with me. He about to get checked right here. Nigga, you talk too goddamn much. You try to put your philosophy in it. I mean, come on, man. Let's talk. Look, watch this. You're going to get checked.
You think life's gonna always look like this, right?
Wait, he didn't meet me at the top of his craft.
Okay.
Motherfucker. See, when you talk that shit, you look, he trying to put his input in everything. You got and don't even know the whole story. You know what I'm saying? His philosophy and nigga, come on. You dealing with two real people who got issues. Like, come on now. And you try to put it as your own game because you paid them a lot of money.
Excuse me. So just let's put that there. There was somebody else that was with him at the top of this craft while he was balling that created the situation initially. You know, I just came in to try to help clean up, but you can't clean up when someone's not helping you do it.
Okay. So let's just say at one place in his life, he completely understands his finances. So whether or not he met you that way, he was at a stage in his life where
he was, and that's why I don't understand how we can't get back to that when I'm such a force. I'm a pit bull.
Well, again, it's something that you have to learn with trial and error as you grow. So let's just say at one point he's depending on himself, his own physical abilities to access the wealth in his life, right? Now, he would get comfortable with that. That would be the way he moves, right? Now, after the league, after the game, it's a little bit difficult now to manifest that same income. You learn now that probably was the most money you'll ever make unless you figure out some new way to make money at a high pace like he was, right? So a lot of players that go through that, number one, you putting time, effort into your craft to even become that good, right? And then the money that you make brings a lot of women to you. So often they don't become really developed when it comes to even learning how to find a woman or even how to be the type of man for a woman. They didn't have to work to get her, right? And so most of the time that most of us young boys out here trying to meet women and date, he's playing ball, right? So his interaction.
That's the point. He didn't have to work to get her. He bought her. See, that's the thing. He bought her. Hold on, let me look up his wife when she was younger. Right, I'm gonna see how. I bet you she was fine. I bet you she was fine in the mother. I'm gonna look it up right now. No, I'm looking it up in the wrong place. Hold on, let me look this up. Let me look at it when she was younger. She was younger. Hold on. I'm typing it in, y'all. Hold on, let me see. Let me get a good picture of her. Damn, they ain't got nothing on Joe Smith. Joe Smith ain't. I can't even get a good picture of her on the web. But I'm trying to get but I bet you she was bad, because she was in the sex industry. And I seen a younger picture of her, but I'm trying to find it, but
With women ain't gonna be as much. His understanding, all that stuff to vet for, ain't gonna be as much, right? And actually, the person.
He says he had his mom with him the first year, so that was.
Yeah, but your mother is the only thing that really teaches you how to vet and understand women is understanding women. Your mother's not really gonna. Her advice often is gonna ruin your concept of how you perceive women. So you can't really go off that. You know what I mean? So. If you do that, you'll be looking to save the first woman, like you wish your mother probably had, or be the man that you wish your mother would have had.
Right.
And you don't know those women.
I know what, I disagree with that. Your mother's advice should be vital experience to a man, because she should know how to treat a man. So what the fuck is they talking about? They probably had good moms in their life. But I had a good mama. And my sisters, she raised all my sisters and virtually got great grandkids. And they all got good men because they listened to my mama. So I disagree with that. They want to push the narrative that the black woman shouldn't listen to his mama, and that's not true. Kevin Wesley is a part of the red pill community. And you know, they push a certain narrative. And he makes certain points, but I don't believe that by my experience, and I don't give a fuck, because I have a great experience should be shared. Black women should take advice from their mama for the most part, because most black women are good.
And that you meet, and they may not even deserve that, right? So you have to understand the women that you're dealing with and the ones you want in your life, so to speak, right? But that's neither here nor there. My point is that he was at a place in his life where he manifested his wealth through his own skill set. So now it's not like that. He can't just simply go play basketball and get the money. So he has to figure out new ways. For him, that's going to bring about some uncomfortability, right? He's not going to be as confident. He's not. And so translating that to you and believing that he can earn your trust in that way, he probably would feel like, yo, she's just going to, you know what I mean, feel more nervous if I tell her my money issues.
No.
Well, no, you may have not, but I'm saying this is how he looked at it.
But this is not the first time that we've had issues financially. You know, this is an ongoing thing.
Is this normally how he behaves when y'all have financial issues?
No.
Well, I mean, talking about it. I mean, the conversation saying, hey.
Not always all the time. When you can't make a way, I do make a way.
The times I stop when I don't say nothing or mention anything has been, I say, probably the last 2 years. But prior to that,
My thing, finance. I'm gonna put my 2 cents in this. Finance is a vital thing. So how your finances right before you get in a relationship. I don't give a fuck how much you got it together. Get your finances right.
I used to come to her with everything.
Okay.
And about everything.
Okay.
And at that point, she couldn't give me answers. So eventually, I couldn't, I had to try to start figuring it out on my own. To figure it out on my own. So that's why.
What answers were I supposed to give you? I'm sorry. What would you come to me to that you wanted my help with?
Before we even left California, we used to talk about different issues and stuff that we had. When we got here, we talked about different issues. You know, I used to come to you about any issues.
Let's talk about what issues.
The rent.
But I helped maintain that when I needed to. We had dogs. I started Puppy Friends Social Club in California in that 1-bedroom apartment. Okay.
And when did you help pay the rent?
I did help with that. Yeah, that's when you told me. When you told me you needed it. But yeah, but you know what? When you live with a man, the man's supposed to take care of you.
And I never disagree with that.
That's when you fall apart. See, this all in her head. A man's supposed to take care. A man's supposed to do this. A man's supposed to do that. That's in the what she always had in her head. A sense of entitlement from a man. What he's supposed to do. Like these type of women you should stay the fuck away from. He thought because she was pretty and bad, right? Now she's a liability.
I never argued with that. I was doing what I was supposed
Right,
to do.
you
That's
were.
why
I'm not. Let
whenever
me make
you
it
try
clear.
to say I don't talk to you,
What?
I used to talk to you about everything, and I just stopped because I wasn't getting the answers from you that I was.
Because I was trying to find the answers myself then at that point in time when I'm going to people to try to help us pay things. Don't act like I didn't help at that time also. I did.
I want to try to pause y'all for a moment here. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you guys are having issues that go on in other households. Money issues. Now, people are going to be looking at this expecting y'all to not have money issues because you were this big time ball player and stuff. Like, man, people have issues regardless. This happens. Nobody's relationship does not have these things. It happens, right? So, number one, let's not be judgmental if you're on the other side observing this. But what you should see is the poor conflict resolution. Okay.
You can control that, my boy.
He's saying he's been talking to her about certain things, didn't get an answer. She's saying, yo, why are you looking to me for an answer? Right? You're supposed to be the provider.
You gotta look, you cannot interrupt that energy, man. Let that energy flow for real. You gotta let them talk it out. Now they losing their train of thought. Like this is a solution.
He's like, I get that. So you understand that they have both kind of similar thoughts here. He knows his role. She expects him to embody that role. He don't have a problem with the role, right? But when we don't even tell our wives, here we are, she thinking we just in there. You owe other, can we get the situation together? It may not always be sunshine and rainbows, right? So what I want to do is let me just play this video and bring us back to this conversation because I don't want to talk about so many different conversations and issues to where we lose sight of why we're actually here. Okay, so let's play a little bit of that video. I'm going to stop. The guy's going to do something I haven't done on this show, but I'm going to kind of react to this video as we go through it. All right, so let's get to the first part of the video where they're arguing, of course, and this is how you guys originally saw the video. Let's see.
That shit is stupid, yo. I can't believe I'm sitting here just finding out you got an OnlyFans page. Out of all these years, yo, the disrespect that comes with it, that you could even talk to me before you did it, that's bullshit, yo. That's fucked up, Keith.
All right, so I had to stop it there. I know we just got started on the video, but what did you hear him say? The disrespect in putting this up without me knowing, yo, that's fucked up, Keish. That's fucked up. Now, that early in, now, listen, guys, I'm not somebody who's much better at this than y'all, but we can easily see this from the outside looking in. If you're in the situation and your emotions are involved, you're not likely going to see this stuff. But to us on the outside looking in at it, we can see here was a great opportunity for her to respond to what he said. So that's fucked up, right? It's disrespectful that you do this without me knowing. That.
Hold on, man. Because this nigga talk too much, man. Shit. Hold on, man. Hold up. I can chop that up right to pieces. And I can get to the important parts. Let me see. There we go. Let me see.
Most honest voice that She looked at him and she said, okay, I presented him with some options. And when he didn't respond back to me with anything adequate, any information, I felt like he's keeping secrets. So if he's doing that, then why do I have to talk to him? Now, you can understand what she's thinking, but you can also see how that would be counterproductive, because what happens is when Joe finds out, he's absolutely upset because she didn't talk to him. Now, when this happens, he's not realizing that he somehow manifested this by not talking to her, because when he didn't talk to her, I'm sure it wasn't for malicious reasons. Let's just say this. She asked you about finances, right? What can I do to help? Joe, finances are a problem right now. If we don't correct this problem, it's going to get worse, right? You're not talking to her about it. Why? What's going through your mind as a man?
As a man, I'm trying to figure it out.
Right.
Trying to figure out the next move, next situation. Making calls, borrowing stuff from people, and
He said borrowing stuff, people.
Kind of embarrassed about the situation.
Embarrassed.
So I'm trying to figure out what can I do to make things better, make it a little bit easier.
Right.
So around the household. So I mean, it's not that I want to talk to her. It's just the fact that I'm trying to figure it out my damn self.
Men, you can't tell me you don't understand where this brother coming from. So number one, let's not be judgmental if you're on the other side observing this, but what you should see is the poor conflict resolution. Okay. He's saying he's been talking to her about certain things, didn't get an answer. She's saying, yo, why are you looking to me for an answer? Right. You're supposed to be the provider. He's like, I get that. So you understand that they have both kind of similar thoughts here. He knows his role. She expects him to embody that role. He don't have a problem with the role. Right. But when the rubber meets the road and it gets tough, both parties have to work together to figure out how we're going to survive. Now, typically, we don't like what that looks like when we're in survival mode. We often have to borrow money from brothers or friends, and we don't even tell our wives. Here we are, she thinking we just in there. You owe Peter and Paul, right? And this is all, and you got to get it back. You got to think, how am I going to tell them I don't even really have it? I thought I had it by this time. These million things going on in your mind. To you, you're doing the same thing. You're having to go outside of your family, outside of your husband, your provider, to ask somebody else for help. And what wife want to go through that? But these are things when you start to find out what really is our relationship made of. Can we depend on each other? Can we get out of the situation together? It may not always be sunshine and rain.
This nigga trying to be a counselor and shit. God damn.
You came to him, you said, hey, we have issues with finances, and he ain't want to talk. Didn't that bother you?
Yeah.
So likewise, you should understand that it bothers him that you didn't talk to him. But actually what's going on is you're actually upset with him because he didn't talk to you. You actually did it because you said, hey, why I owe him?
I'm really upset because you know how behind every great man there's a good woman. Well, I feel like a piece of shit. That's how I feel.
Why?
Having that man in front of me, because he's not being great, and I know he can be. So what kind of motivation am I? What is it about me?
He ain't being great. So he ain't good enough. He ain't making millions of dollars. See, that's that whole mentality. He ain't being great. How ain't he being great? Because he ain't making millions of dollars. Please clarify yourself, young lady. I mean, for real. He ain't great because he ain't making millions of dollars. He ain't the man he was because finances.
That you can't get it together.
So now I'll say this.
I feel like a piece of shit.
Hang on, Joe. Hang on, one second.
I'm saying, I feel like behind every great man, there's a good
Set emotions to the side and hear.
So I'm saying, what is it about me? What is it about me that you can't get it together? I don't feel great. I don't feel like I'm a good woman with you.
When your man is down, right? When he's down and out, he's depressed, he's discouraged. What he actually needs is uplifting, and he needs for you to motivate him, for you to speak life into him. I
think I've been trying to do that.
Well, you got to do it nonstop. When you're somebody's wife, you can't stop it. You can't say, well, I'm tired of doing that now. Now let me tell you who you really are. So right now, mind you, right now you're saying the type of man he is. Why don't he elevate? Why don't he do this? The way a woman encourages her man is not like that. It's by speaking.
See, how could you see? Now you telling her without knowing the situation. See, a counselor listens, right? They listen. And when you saying something, you trying to fix something. Like me, I'm saying, I'm talking right now because I'm trying to fix something the same way, for copyright purposes too. Mm. But his input, his input ain't needed because he with them in real life, like for real.
In life into him. I know you're better than this.
I tell him that all the time. I
but
know
it
you're
has to
great.
be. It can't ever be this.
I know you're great. I know you're.
Do you see how you about walked away when you said that? Because you're to the point to where you are hurting, you're in your emotions, and it's what you're trying to pull out of him ain't coming out of you in the best way. So you're wanting, after what you say, that it sharpens him, that he's the man you want him to be. But the things that you're saying, they're tearing him down. Now they're coming from a place of where you want to see the greatness in him. But the words that you're using to get the greatness out of him.
See, now he's attacking her. Like he's attacking without asking questions. You know what I'm saying? If I was in this interview, I'd be asking questions. I wouldn't be He's telling her what she should do and how she should be as a wife. And she is not a wife. She ain't. She never was a wife. How could you tell someone how to be a wife how is you a man? That's ridiculous. How can a man tell you how to be a wife as a woman? That's insulting. Plus, she been with this man for years. You don't. I mean, it ain't that easy. This situation is sensitive, and this is the thing about it. What you got against, the things that she's doing, it's kind of a little personal.
Is tearing them down because you're saying things
well, when
like,
you use the great words, no matter what words you use, is not working. So what
but
do
you
I
have
do?
to keep using them. It's just
And
like a
then
man would have to keep telling his
that
wife she's beautiful.
reinforcement into me,
right?
Like I be fucked up every day too.
Again,
but I still get up off my ass and I do everything.
If both parties are not going to understand that they have things going on and they need each other, so they have to separate the anger and animosity.
Yeah, talk to him too. Don't just talk to her because what I'm saying, like he's scared of him. You look him straight in the eye the same way. He'll be like, "Hey, dude, look, you the leader here. Get your family in order. Why are you talking? Why do he got to talk to his woman? Like, nigga, that's your woman. Get your family in order and get standards for yourself. If you don't like it, tell her bye. Leave. Fuck her. But you should be talking to him. He the man. You should be talking to the man. Why you talking to a woman?
They have for each other so they can give each other what they need.
This whole interview should have been towards Joe Smith. He shouldn't have to say nothing towards her.
You're not going to be able to work through this. Now, if you love your husband, you love your marriage, outside of the financial issues, outside of...
Man can't tell a woman how to be a wife. Or he can't. She has to already be a wife. See, y'all go out and buy these type of females, these sexual women who in the strip clubs and shit. These OnlyFans women, and expect to change them. And expect to come in a relationship and for them to stop what they doing. And they are not wives. And they take all your damn money. You damn dummy. When shit get rough. Look what happened. I mean, it ain't no fixing this because he can't meet her needs anymore. Sexually, nothing. He is done. He done. Was good. Injustice. Free R. Kelly. Was good. Joe Smith is done.
You guys not being able to see eye to eye right now, you got to be willing to say, okay, I got to learn a better way of talking to him. Yes, I want different from him. Yeah, I want better from him. And y'all might be able to say it on both sides, but there has to be a way to deliver that information and the other person take it constructively.
And
and
my daughter says that I have a bad way of saying things. She knows I mean well, but the way it comes out, I don't know how. Look, the streets raised me, so life has always been harsh. So I don't have any other deliveries but than what I have.
Well, that's
You know
why
what I'm saying?
That's why you have to work.
Like
I've been,
nobody's been non-abrasive with me. It's been real facts. This is what it is. Get your shit together, and that's what I've had to do in my life. Well, you know, it's been hard. It's been hard knocks, and it's not been soft. So I don't know how to be soft like that.
I understand.
I say what it is. I can't beat around the bush and pussyfoot.
Here's what I'll say to you, and you as well. Okay, you can take
and it's
the time.
Not from a place of non-love. It's
I
deeply love.
If you don't take the time to sharpen how you deal with your partner, sharpen how you can be, because I say man frame, woman frame.
I mean, if you talking to the woman, he's telling her how to fix the relationship. Nigga, you should be speaking to him. Right? You're supposed to be speaking to the man on how to fix the relationship. He's doing the other way around. He's scared to look that big ass tall beast in his eyes. Like, nigga, you the problem. Because it looks like he the victim. Because no. Hey, y'all. I'm telling y'all, you the man, you the leader in the relationship. You got to take responsibility of what you choose. Joe Smith had to take responsibility of what he chose. Now he's stuck with her. She want him back. And you know, she love him. She do love him. She love the dude, but she want him to do better. But she don't want to leave him. I could say that. She don't want to leave him. And I don't think she should be beat up on that, because if she would have left him because of that, that's a different story. But she want him to come home. She wants him to come home. So I give her that. I don't think that, she's that sinister. Cause I think she love the dude. Like, oh, that nigga, get up off your ass and do something. You've been sitting up. You lazy. And it's some truth in that. I think Joe Smith is fucking lazy. You gotta borrow money and shit, man. Come on now, my boy. You should be on ESPN somewhere trying to be a commentator or something. You should try to do something, hustle something, man. Get your own podcast, man. What you doing, Joe Smith? You can have a Joe Smith podcast. Talk about somebody. Do something, my boy. Why she got to do an OnlyFans? I mean, come on, man. You gonna go get a girl like that and not do what you supposed to do, my boy? You picked her. She love you though. She love your dirty draws. And that's the thing. She do love that man. She love that dude. And you can see it in her face that she love him. She want him to come home. I want him to come home. I don't want to give him to get a divorce.
Maintaining patience. No matter how upset your partner makes you, you still have to speak with love. If you're not doing that, what you're going to manifest is an argument. So you're going to be there all day, probably for several, because we're refusing to work on those things by saying things like, hey, I just say call it like I see it. I'm just not soft like that. I just don't talk to people like that. I just, hey, if you're adopting these things as your personality, that's fine.
Babe,
but
didn't I just buy us these 2 books?
I have a greater book for you than any of those. It's called The Emotional Terrorizer.
Well, we gotta read it together though.
We can have a.
I mean, she's still cute. You know what I'm saying? And she is to do OnlyFans. And you know some niggas will pay for it. She's still a little cute. She like 65,000. You know what I'm saying? She still, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers will pay for farts. So good. I mean, a chick made $1 million off of farts. I mean, so what? Yeah, she get some OnlyFans play.
A book club. We could set up because I'd love to see work with you guys through these issues. Because I can guarantee you guys over the smallest issue, you probably argue for days on end, not being able to see eye to eye. And probably while you're talking about one specific issue, a million other issues get brought into it, and it's difficult to even find your way through it all.
No, honestly, we don't argue like that. We argue, then we get quiet.
Well, when you guys have a conflict, because right now that seems to be happening.
You know,
So watch this, guys.
Small thing, and then all. I mean, even her mom said it sometimes. Like this small thing that you could be discussing or whatever, all of a sudden there's a million things. Just like right there in the interview.
Right.
It's like all the interviews she did. A million things just get poured on one little tiny thing.
Finances, right? What can I do to help? Joe, finances are at a problem right now. If we don't correct this problem, it's going to get worse, right? You're not talking to her about it. Why? What's going through your mind as a man?
As a man, I'm trying to figure it out.
Right.
Trying to figure out the next move, the next situation. Making calls, borrowing stuff from people, and kind of embarrassed about the situation. So I'm trying to figure out what can I do to make things better, make it a little bit easier.
Right.
So around the household. So I mean, it's not that I want to talk to her. It's just the fact that I'm trying to figure it out my damn self.
Men, you can't tell me you don't understand where this brother coming from. Here's the thing, guys. All right. What I didn't like about the video is that it was made public. These issues should have been handled behind closed doors. Whatever
honestly,
you felt
Kevin,
during that moment.
I took the video down immediately, and then someone snatched it and put it back up.
It's up to you first and foremost to not post those things. And once you put them up there, now you have to deal with it. And that's what's happening right now. You're dealing with it, and he has to publicly deal with it. When he tried to talk to you about it, this conversation should have been in the home, but you went public. Why? Why did you say, I want to reveal to the whole world, not just my husband being upset and angry, he's a 6'10" black man. So I'm not only just going to show him being angry, I want the world to know about our issue. And now when the world wants to know about it,
it's beating her up about it. Like, I mean, come on now. You causing conflict, my boy. You just ask her, why post it on social media? That's what you ask, my boy.
It's like you're upset about it. You don't want to talk about it, but you brought this to the world because at that moment you felt like you were right in what you did. Now the world's saying you're wrong, and it's not looking like you thought it would look. They're actually more so understanding what Joe's going through.
Well, then someone needs to help him. Then Shaq, can he get a Papa John's?
Wow.
See, he triggered her to say that. You know what I'm saying? He triggered her to say that. I mean, come on now. It was your fault she said that. I mean, y'all don't see that was his fault that he said that. That was his fault that she said that. The nigga in the middle, the Malcolm X XX dude in the middle. He said the shit. He triggered to walk out.
Okay. Kids, that was wrong. Joe.
Nigga, you did it. You triggered her to say that. Like
Joe.
What was wrong about that?
All right, so if you're saying it helps you come from anybody outside of your husband, that is saying that you
just go some more digging.
Don't trust him. It's saying that you don't believe in him anymore. So he's your provider. If you trust him in that, and when he's not the provider, you as the wife, right, is his helpmeet. So when he's not the provider, you help.
She ain't trying to hear that shit now. She wanted her husband and walked out. Like she thinking about him now. She ain't trying to hear shit what you trying to say, dude. Like she walked out. Look at her face. Like my husband walked out and you trying to drill some bullshit in my head, nigga.
He hunts, you have the garden. When he can't hunt, he gets injured. Y'all have the garden, right?
Right,
Of
but
course,
he's always
it ain't as
injured.
plentiful
I'm
just
sorry,
to get off the
he's
garden.
always injured, Kevin. I
But
think
if that's still the
I'm
man you
done with
married,
this
so if you
also.
want, that's still the man you married.
Kevin, I think you should probably go find your friend and talk to him because he needs counseling. He needs to become the man that you are.
Both need that.
Because you have several wives that you are maintaining and holding down.
But if I couldn't talk to them, we
but
wouldn't be able to
you
have a
know
happy
something?
relationship.
There's a respect that you earned from them because you've been holding them down. You showed them the man that you are.
Yes, ma'am.
I've not seen that yet.
I certainly want to talk. I certainly do want to talk to him about it. Okay.
Y'all don't know everything.
Okay.
Period. Okay. This man. Let me just shut the fuck
No,
up.
talk to me. Talk to me. I guess.
Okay, it's over. Thank you.
Okay. Well, kids, thank you so much, love. Family, as you can see, I tried my best to try and mediate.
See, look, he should have just shut his mouth in the goddamn beginning. But Kevin Wesley platform, that's how he do on his platform. But I blame goddamn Joe Smith. But she love the nigga. She love him, but she want him to do better. Whatever the fuck they decide to do, I don't believe they gonna break apart. Whatever. Because it costs too much. He's already in debt. He can't afford a fucking divorce. But that's all I got. I got sent that goddamn video. For this live tonight. Hey, look. Join us Friday. Me and my brother Dave in the building. Side by side. Put that one in the chat. Friday, my birthday, November 10th. My birthday. On my birthday, November 10th. Join the live. Thanks for joining tonight. I appreciate everybody. I am out.